Over the last few days, weeks, I have heard a lot of different theories about COVID 19 and the coronavirus and this, which is otherwise called SARS CoV 2. Um, some of the theories are conspiracy theories. Some of the theories are scientists saying this is what we know so far. And I really wanted to talk about theories because there's there are the theories that are uh, they could be called conspiracy theories. They have a uh, they have a vested interest. Conspiracy theories do a vested interest in ensuring that there is a bad guy. And don't get me wrong, the world can be a horrible place, and there are a lot of bad guys out in the world, a whole lot of bad guys. Wanted to make sure my microphone was on. So, but conspiracy theories intend to create a specific either group of people, like for instance, a specific ethnic minority, or a specific person, or a specific organization that has ill intent and that has manufactured this event for the sole purpose of fill in the blank. And those conspiracy theories, they serve a purpose for the person who believes or who agrees with the conspiracy theory. The purposes that they serve is that it increases a person's sense that they understand what's going on. They can point to it and they can say, this thing is the thing that is real. Conspiracy theories can provide a sense of being safe or being in control in an uncontrollable and unprecedented situation. Conspiracy theories also provide the possibility of maintaining either a positive image, well, I'm over here and I'm not those bad guys doing that, or it helps in maintaining a powerful image. I know this thing and I know that those people are doing that. I am in the know. You should listen to me. Either way, conspiracy theories serve a purpose for a person who either ascribes to the conspiracy theory or agrees with it, or conspiracy theories serve something. And don't get me wrong, I have done my fair share of agreeing with, supporting, and, everybody falls prey to conspiracy theories. Just look at human history. There's so many different examples for why a conspiracy theory could actually be a valid fact. Just look at the amount of cruelty and human woe that has been generated at the hands of other people. But the thing about conspiracies, and conspiracies do occur, I do not mean to minimize that at all. The thing about conspiracies is the paperwork that's involved in maintaining an organization with the sole purpose of ill intent. I mean, Al Capone was taken down by tax fraud. So paperwork catches up. But that's a different story. So there's the conspiracy theories about the COVID-19. Then there are also the scientific theories of, well, we found this happens in this particular percentage of the population, and so we're going to run with this theory that the disease works in X way. Because this is completely new. COVID-19 is a completely new disease. We've never seen it before. That's why it's called a novel pandemic, a novel coronavirus. This is brand spanking new. And the only way that scientists know how they're going to respond to a disease is to look at the data of what has worked, what hasn't worked, and who survived, who hasn't survived, who got better for how long, and if they got sick again, and how high their temperature was, and whether or not they lost their sense of smell. I mean, all of these things are, I mean, it takes a while to like, things have to go out of focus in order for things to come into focus. And this thing is brand new still. So all of these theories are being posited because ultimately scientists and healthcare providers are all saying, well, I don't know. We have to save this person. How are we going to save this person? Or the scientists would say, we have to learn about this virus. How are we going to learn about this virus? Some theories are wrong. That's why it's a theory. It's not a definitive. The only thing we know that is definitive is things that we've already experienced and understood. And even that changes. And don't get me wrong, it totally sucks that we don't know what's going on. It sucks that that people who have no symptoms at all show antibodies to the COVID-19. That means that their body had the virus, fought against the virus, conquered the virus, and they never showed any symptoms. And we don't know if they've been carrying the virus around and spreading it around while they had no symptoms. We are in uncharted territory here. And so it makes sense that conspiracy theories are tempting. It makes sense. So ultimately, the question is, if conspiracy theories are tempting, or if just general theories out there are tempting. And I mean, I want to grab onto theories and run with it. You know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a clinician, I'm not a scientist, and I've still been a person who's like, well, you know, what they should. Of course. So ultimately, this is what I've been thinking about. Glomming on to things, theories, can do one of a couple of things. It can either give me a sense of control. I know this thing, I'm going to believe this thing. Or it can open up what I haven't yet learned. And there are a lot of things that I haven't yet learned. And so that's a hard discernment. It takes time and it requires noticing. And I'm not going to lie, there are plenty of times that I totally suck at this. I mean, I'm not good at this. It takes a lot of work to do this and a lot of attention. And I sometimes don't have the energy for that. And that's okay. But ultimately, the question that I want to ask myself is, will this theory help me understand more about where I am? And there are a lot of things out there. I want to be clear. There are a lot of things out there that are intended to do harm. I mean, all you got to do is like watch any crime show or watch a documentary about crime, or my God, look at world history from 1910 to 1949, and you can see a lot of reasons to think that people have ill intent. I'm not saying that people aren't horrible. People can be horrible. But I am a person who really believes that hope is one of the most radical, rebellious acts that I can possibly engage in. And I believe in that. And because I believe in that, and because I believe that deep down, human beings are noble. And yeah, there's some mean fuckers that just want to do harm and just want to be cruel. But that is not the majority. I believe that. Kindness and nobility is quiet. It's subtle. Cruelty, maliciousness, that's loud. That's bossy. I believe in nobility. And I believe that kindness can exist. I have to. And so that guides me when I'm faced with theories that lay blame and responsibility at the feet of malicious actors. I mean, let's be clear. Sometimes there are malicious actors, you know, but the number of instances where it's just human error. This podcast I listen to that I love, I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes, is that, or the description below, is the Cold War Vault. It's hosted and researched by Dr. DJ Kinney, and his PhD is in the Cold War. I love the work that he does. I love it. And he did a podcast about biological warfare and biological weapons. And the majority of cases when there were spills in the Cold War were because some poor asshole forgot to tick a box or forgot to put water in the particular device that kept the mechanism cool and prevented the spill over from I mean, it was just simple human error. And like, for instance, there's the theory that it was manufactured by a lab for nefarious purposes. Well, all of the science, all of the science and all of the genetic studies about this virus say that's not possible. This is a natural virus that mutated and came onto the scene. We're not creative enough for that. So what are you? What's your north star? What drives you? Is it the recognition that people are victimized and they're just going to be victimized and we're just victims? Well, that's going to be a frame for you. Is it that science has nefarious purposes? Well, yeah, that's going to be a frame for you. That's how you're going to see the world. If you don't, if, say, for instance, your frame is there's a whole lot we don't know, then yeah, it could be either or. Could be ill intent, could not be ill intent. More than anything else, these are just really unknown, uncertain, unprecedented, unreal times. And we're living through history in the making. And in a way, that's a mess. It's messy. And we won't really know what happened until we get through it. And we have to get through it. Anyway, these are some long rambling ruminations. I never even drank my tea. I was talking so much. Oy. So I'm Catherine, and this is my real pandemic diary. This one was messy. Take it easy. Wash your hands. Well.